So, Chrissy, let's talk about a minute that, we all hear, you and me and the listeners out there, about how you can get rich quick on buying and selling properties, right? I mean, we hear about these workshops and seminars all the time where they want to
Absolutely.
take your money, right?
Yes.
And so a few months ago, I had a man come to me who had attended one of these workshops,
Oh,
and he was convinced. He knew the answer now that he had attended the workshop and the seminars and probably paid
a
who
lot of
knows
money.
who knows how much,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I had to, blow holes in his whole
Theory.
his whole business plan about why this is not going to work. Okay. And really, what it would have
Tell us.
involved
Yeah.
would have been going out and finding some very naive, ignorant,
Ah,
know no
buyers.
better
Buyers.
property owners. Okay,
Okay.
one in a million, you might find a property owner that would go along with this
Okay.
scheme of
Okay.
how he was going to make money on their property, right?
Okay. Okay.
So he was, very disheartened. I didn't hear from him again. But then yesterday, I had a client call me who had been say, Tom, I've got somebody making an offer to to buy my property, okay? And I want you to take a look at their contract before I sign it,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so what it was is it was one of these people who had attended one of these seminars and workshops how to get rich on buying and selling real estate.
Oh,
And so now I get to see from the
the
kind of the other
contract.
perspective, yeah,
Yes.
from my client who is the owner of the seller's property about how this is going to go down.
Right. And you get to actually look at the contract.
Yes.
What'd you
And of
think?
course, when I got done telling my client, the seller, the owner of the property, he goes, "Whew, Tom, I'm so glad I
Came to
talked to you
you. Did
before I
anything.
signed this thing."
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
So
Wow.
here's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
so because first of all, my client, the owner seller of the property, is saying, "Well, he told me all when I'm telling him what this contract actually says." Well, he's going, well, he told me this and he told me that. Well, this is not anywhere within this two-page. This is not a standard FAR bar contract. This is a two-page Word document crafted to serve this person who had attended this workshop on how to get rich on real estate and is completely contrary to what he's being told. Okay. But here's the dealio in this two-page document that my client was not going to sign
Uh-huh.
because he didn't know better.
Right.
He
But
thought
that,
it was a quick sale, all cash deal. He's
uh-huh.
out, right?
Uh-huh. But that's why he did the right thing and came to you.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
what did it say?
well, it's okay, 2 pages, all right.
Mhm.
And it says that number one, that the buyer has got 90 days to close.
Okay.
He has a complete contingency that on day number 89, the buyer could back out if he wanted to. The buyer was not obligated to put up any good
Money.
faith deposit.
Mhm.
That as soon as the contract was signed, the prospective buyer, would have had full possession and control of the property. It stated right in there that the buyer is going to immediately turn around and list it for sale and try and find another buyer. So really what was happening
No
was,
money is exchanging hands.
yeah, no money is exchanged hands. So really what was really happening was that
It's like a listing
the
agreement.
my seller had agreed to a 110 purchase price. Okay, we agreed to that. That's not an issue. But what this contract was really all about was giving the buyer 90 days to
To
get
sell it.
out there and try and
Sell
find
it.
somebody else who'd pay more than 110 for it.
Right. It's a really
And if they didn't find somebody who'd pay more than 110 for it,
they're off the
deal
hook.
off.
They're off the
And my
hook.
guy's just wasted 90 days sitting around twiddling his thumbs.
Wow.
Well, wow is right. So again, the part of the dealio is my client is telling me, and I'm telling my client, oh, look, this is what the contract says. Here it is, black and white. And then my contract goes, well, that's not what he told me. That's not what he told me. I said, okay, go back to this buyer and say, look, we agreed to 110 as a purchase price. We know we got that much. Write me a contract that says all cash closing, no financing contingency, no contingencies, 30-day close, and see how quickly your buyer runs away. Gives them 90 days to get out there and find somebody who will pay more than $110,000 for it. If they do, then great, they've made a profit. If they don't, then my client has just wasted 90 days. So he knows better now. But again, when I saw that, the first thing I thought of, well, this guy went to one of these workshops and said, here's a 2-page contract. There's 1,000 buyers out, there's 1,000 sellers out there.
You just
There's
approached them.
1,000 opportunities for you to make this work. This deal, 999 sellers would know better than to sign this thing. One out of 1,000
Won't.
might be willing to because they don't know any better.
Nope. And that's where they're counting on getting rich quick.
Yeah. Not on my client. Maybe on somebody else, but not on mine.
Well, hey, if anybody out there even gets a glimpse of something of like this, they better have you review it.
They better, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, folks, my name is Tom Olsen. The name of the show is Olsen on Law. You're listening to News 96.5.